Hey, what it do, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, Will, and this is Fandom Frequency, where we dive into all the different various topics in the world of pop culture, horror movies, anime, wrestling, comic book movies. It could be anything and in between, music, big festivals coming out, all that jazz. We talk about it here on the channel. So if you dig anything in the world of pop culture, this is your spot. Click the buttons below the video and show that love for the channel. We really do appreciate each and every one of you out there that's been supporting the channel, coming in, all these new subscribers. We're really close to hitting 450, and we're just going slowly but surely every step of the way. We would love for you to be a part of it, and thank everyone. And I have so much appreciation for everyone that's been a part of this so far. Getting in the comments has been really fun, getting to get to know some of you guys and talk to you guys a little bit and get some some of your memories about things like Blade and talking about different things like that. And for all you guys coming in watching the Terrifier 3 review, thank you very much. My horror community coming out, showing some love and getting those comments. Let me know what you thought about it, man. Let me know what you thought about Art's crazy sadistic shit, man. But today, already know the deal is, man, we're going to be getting into the 6th episode of Agatha All Along. It's the latest episode, and we're now more than over halfway through the series. I think we have 3 episodes left leading into Halloween, right? If I'm not mistaken. Correct? Sure? Yeah. So yeah. So we got 2 weeks, and then we got 3 more episodes to go till the end of the season. And overall, I've been enjoying the show, and I will say that I definitely dug this episode quite a bit more than the last episode. We finally get to dive into Billy Maximoff and figure out what he's been up to, and what was the whole reason for the mystery of the teen, and what was the whole spell that was holding it back from Agatha being able to hear who he was and what the deal is. And most of us comic book fans are people that know about the lore, whether they've read the comics or just watch videos or things on social media, kind of talking about it and breaking it down. Which I'm one of those people. I watch more breakdowns of the characters in these particular storylines, like Young Avengers, Wanda Maximoff, and all that stuff, and Wiccan and things of that nature. So I'm aware of the comic book lore behind the character. So his reveal was not surprising to me, and to me just felt a little bit dragged out as the overall mystery. But I have to keep in mind, playing devil's advocate to myself, that there are people out there that haven't really seen or read anything like that, so they wouldn't know. So this is a big reveal to them that this is Wanda's kid. And there might be people that like Marvel content in general, but just don't care about the comic book side of it, but are in tune with everything and watched WandaVision 3 years ago and everything like that. They may be surprised. So I just got to keep that in mind. But overall, getting to dive into Billy Maximoff here and figure out how he jumped into the body of this William, I forget his last name, but another person with his same name, pretty much my same name. And he ended up inhabiting him once the overall kind of world that Wanda created in WandaVision kind of collapsed, and she kind of ended the spell itself. Seemingly, the souls of her children seem to have jumped into different bodies, and now Billy is out there looking for his brother Tommy, and now he's inhabiting the body of this character that got into a car accident and died, essentially. So that's pretty crazy, and it was the goddamn mom's fault on that one, by the way. Not paying a goddamn attention, looking at the anomaly in Westview, not paying any goddamn attention, totally fucking up on the driving there. Yosh insurance is going way up. No, I'm just playing. But it was really it was sad though. But overall, I definitely dug that, and getting to see like kind of everything that caught him up to this point of where we pick up with him in the beginning of the series, and how he meets Agatha, how he hears about Agatha and everything like that, I thought was pretty cool. And getting to see his regular life as William, what's his name, when he was having his bar mitzvah, all that stuff, really fun, really cool character building type of things. And some cool stuff there. But I do have some questions that I feel like are lingering, that are definitely very important, that are unanswered so far, that I'm definitely not digging the way that they're kind of presenting some of these big character deaths and some of these reveals and different things like that. So I do have some issues with the episode overall, but it is still a solid episode of the show. And getting into some of the more particular elements, like one of the questions I have, and one of the really cool scenes, like in the beginning when he's at his bar mitzvah, they have these fortune tellers, or people that read your palm and whatnot, right? And he ends up going to talk to Patty LaPone's character, unbeknownst to him at the time, obviously. And that's the one element where I think I get it, but I might be a bit confused, because I know she was into fortune telling and things of that nature beforehand. So I think this is just her on the job. But shouldn't she have recognized the teen when she seen him later? Because to me, in episode 1, maybe I need to go back and watch it, it didn't appear that she recognized that kid. And it didn't appear that he recognized her. So that was the one element I don't quite understand. And is he having a vision? Is this a trial and why we're seeing all this stuff? That's where I'm a little bit confused. So maybe I'm just missing something and I'm pulling a Stoops on this one. Maybe this is a trial giving you the story of the old William and then Billy Maximoff and how that all comes together. But I'm a little confused by that. But she's all kind of saying you have two lives, you have these split lives, and that's kind of alluding to the fact that he dies and comes back again through Billy Maximoff and him inhabiting his body and becoming a fully realized human in our dimension, in our world, in our existence. And I do understand that aspect of it, but I'm a little confused on that because they didn't appear to recognize each other at all. And that still seems a little bit odd, at least from her perspective, because he looks the same. So it couldn't have been that long ago. It was just a few years. So then you get into the whole thing with him getting into the car accident when they're trying to leave from the bar mitzvah when they got to evacuate because the anomaly's having a weird thing going on where Wanda's having her battle with Agatha Harkness in real time at this point several years ago. So I guess I could see how maybe Patty LuPone forgot about him. But anyway, he ends up getting into this car accident because his mom's over there paying too much attention to the goddamn anomaly and ends up crashing into ends up having to swerve out of the way of a car, ends up going off the road and crashing really hard into a tree on the driver's side, but the passenger in the back is what hits the tree head on, and that's how their son William literally died right there. And then Billy Maximoff his spirit inhabits the body at this point and all that stuff, and he starts having the psychic thoughts and visions, and he doesn't remember anything, and they're thinking it's amnesia, but that's because he doesn't remember the life of this person's body. So that was the one thing where I was like, okay, cool, I see what you're doing here, giving him a little bit of a disorienting kind of like fish out of water kind of feel, trying to get into this world, if you will, and get used to the parents that are not his parents, but these surrogate parents and everything going on with that. So I thought that was a really intriguing and interesting way to set this character up and to kind of get the Billy Maximoff character into our dimension, if you will. And now he's back at the pad and everything. And he was kind of going through, kind of trying to deal with him being able to hear people's thoughts and him being able to deal with this power set that he has now, inhabiting this body that he doesn't fully recognize and having to live this life that doesn't fully feel like his because it kind of isn't. And I think that's very interesting in the fact that maybe as time progressed up into this point, because we're like in 2025 or 26 or something in the world of the MCU, maybe he fully realizes at the beginning of the show when he's going to go into talking to Agatha and everything, maybe at that point, which I'm pretty sure he now realizes who he was and where he comes from, and he's trying to reunite with his brother Tommy because he can feel his presence and connects to who he is and figures it out. And through learning more about witchcraft and things of that nature, maybe being able to tap in and figure out who his mother was and who his brother was and who his father is and everything. Because even when Agatha's kind of teasing him at the end of the episode, when she comes out of the ground after he kind of tried to get rid of her after the last trial at that big cliffhanger ending of the episode, she's taunting him about that, where you kind of have the same tells as your mom, and you're looking for your brother and all that stuff, and who knows where your robo daddy is. He's probably in pieces somewhere. So the way that she's really taunting him, and the fact that Wanda obviously sacrificed herself at the end of Multiverse of Madness, which has been a bit of a controversial decision in the universe. I'm a little mixed on it myself, but I do think the character, through all these rumors and through all these things going on and all these things alluding to her and her presence and them getting another Vision series that's potentially going to come out at some point within the next couple years, I think Wanda is definitely going to come back to the MCU sooner rather than later. I'd say by 2026 and 2027, sorry, by the time we get Secret Wars or potentially in Doomsday, I think we're going to be getting the return of Wanda Maximoff proper. Who knows? She may even pop into this damn thing and they kept it under wraps. I doubt it, but that is a possibility. That's very, very unlikely, but it is out there. But yeah, man. So that's kind of the big stuff. And then you got another appearance by Ralph Boner, played by Evan Peters. And I did prefer his performance in this episode a lot more because it seemed like he had this more paranoid kind of like Edward Snowden kind of thing going on, and I really dug that performance opposed to what he was doing as Ralph Boner last time, being kind of masquerading as Quicksilver and kind of being a weird like wink and kind of like pulling the rug from under you thing that I don't think worked as well as they thought it was going to work in WandaVision. That was one of the only other negatives I have of the series. Didn't have to be Quicksilver, but the Ralph Boner thing felt a little bit shoehorned in there and not really as clever or funny as they thought. But Evan Peters played it well, and he's always fun to watch on screen, even when he's being crazy people like Dahmer over here. He's always interesting and entertaining to watch on screen, no matter what character he's usually portraying. And I thought this was definitely a much better version of Ralph Boner than the last version for sure in WandaVision. But y'all let me know what you thought about this episode in general. And the one last thing that I have to say too is what's up with the other two girls, man? They're just dead now. Like, we get no explanation for that. And I think if they really died this way and had that much of an unceremonious end, that's very disappointing as well, and really doesn't help build characters, and the build of the whole show to me kind of doesn't be as good of standing when you do things like that. So that's another element to me that's a bit of a negative for right now. But within the next 3 episodes, they can totally rectify and change that. Anything's possible because we do have that double premiere or double season finale coming out the night before Halloween, October 30th, and then next week we got the 7th episode. So thanks for sticking around to the end of this and checking this out, y'all. We got these weekly reviews for you guys for Agatha All Along coming out for all you gals and everyone in between as well. You know, don't want to exclude anybody. And we also got those Penguin reviews coming out every single week as well for that over there on HBO Max. So make sure you tune in for that. We got spooky season still going on here on the channel. So we got more horror content coming at y'all. Smile 2 is coming out this weekend. So I'm going to be seeing that very soon. That's going to be a spoiler review. I'm going to be having a spoiler review for both the first and second Smile coming out soon. I might even work on something that copyright had blocked in the past that fits right perfectly into this time of year. So keep your eyes peeled for that. And we got some fun rankings and things that I got in the works. So make sure you guys don't miss out on anything cool we got going on here in the channel. And until next time, make sure you stay safe out there, and also make sure that you stay tuned and don't sleep. And we'll catch you again real soon. Peace.